So I actually came in with an idea of how I wanted this video to go today, for the second installment of this being on campus while no one's here. But when I was leaving my apartment today, I found out that the Texans have traded away our number one threat at wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. Now, this guy isn't just good, he's not just special, he's about as good as it gets. His hands are the best I've ever seen. He might even go down as the best Houston Texans wide receiver in franchise history. Uh, right now, he's is undisputedly the a top three receiver in the league, maybe top five. I'll give him top five receiver at any time, at any place in the league right now. But we traded him away, and reports are saying that it was because there was um, there was some friction behind the scenes with him and head coach Bill O'Brien. Now, if you know me, uh, if that were the case, I'd rather they did fire Bill O'Brien and carry on with DeAndre Hopkins. You give me the choice between an elite, great receiver, one of the best in the league, and a coach that has been trying and failing to get respect for the past few years. I will take the wide receiver that is dominating every single time. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. It's not like we're trying to decide between Michael Thomas and Sean Payton. We're deciding between a Bill O'Brien who has been struggling for years, going 9-7, unable to get past the divisional round. It's like, how many excuses, how many times do you need to finally figure it out? And it's not like what we got back for him is even that much. I'm looking at it now. We got David Johnson, the running back. He's injury prone. He's been injured. He's a good running back, but he's been injured a whole ton. I don't really know what to expect from him. He could very well get injured multiple times this season, so I'm not feeling great about that. Um, from what I know, if we got a second round pick back, I don't know if we got multiple picks. Um, but this is something that, like, here's what baffles me, right? The Houston Texans are a team is that we don't always draft well. There's some positions we tend to draft pretty well. Like, I'd say safety, we usually draft pretty well. But then we don't draft great quarterbacks, running backs, basically skill positions, especially on the don't touch my face. On the offensive side of the ball, we're not that good. No, skill positions, wide receivers were pretty good at, but corners were not. And then because of these situations we get ourselves into, our team is good, but then we always have these major holes that we use. Sorry, my corners of my mouth were a bit like pasty white. And we get into these positions where we have good teams with holes, and then we use trades to fill those holes. Then we create more holes. Then we don't have the draft picks to fill those holes. And it's like this big whole thing of where we're basically saying, oh, well, Bill O'Brien is struggling because his roster has holes on it. But then we're like, okay, well, Bill O'Brien allows these holes to, like, I understood when we released Andre Johnson, he was getting old. He wasn't really doing as much anymore, and we had DeAndre Hopkins, and it was clear that he was probably going to be next up, and he has done nothing to prove us wrong. So that's how it worked out for him. But for this, we have a wide receiver who's not even out of his 20s yet, I don't think. Let me check, man. Yeah, he's 27 years old. He's in his prime right now. He's, like I said, one of the best receivers in the league, most reliable target for Deshaun Watson. Um, I mean, there was a game in Deshaun Watson's rookie year where he literally only had DeAndre Hopkins at the wide receiver position. I kid you not. When they played the Cincinnati Bengals, they had tight ends and they had DeAndre Hopkins as receiving threats. That was it. And they still won that game. And that speaks to how good DeAndre Hopkins is just alone. I mean, also Deshaun Watson played a pretty good game for him being a rookie. He had that 49-yard rushing touchdown, which was crazy, or was it 51? I can't remember. But basically, this is a guy that is really helpful to have, and we just let him go like he's nothing. And I'm tired of these situations happening. And part of it is because we need a running back. Carlos Hyde didn't return on the deal that we had put out for him, which, knowing the Texans, they probably lowballed him anyway. So I get why Carlos Hyde wouldn't take the deal. But to go from that to this, let me see David Johnson, because I feel like he's up there in years. Let me see. He's 28. They were both born. Okay, so he's 28, Hopkins is 27. So they're about the same age, but David Johnson has had injury concerns his entire season, not entire season, career. He's been a great running back at his best. At his worst, he has been an unreliable guy that can't really do much to help a struggling offense. It's like it would be a whole different scenario if we were trading like Hopkins for, say, Christian McCaffrey or Alvin Kamara. That would be like that. I would be okay with that trade, with those trades. But this, to me, we're losing our number one wide receiver threat. In going into the draft, I was saying the holes we need a safety, like a free safety. Our safety is Justin Reed is good, but Tashawn Gibson does not put me at ease. Okay, so we need a safety. We could always use more corners. Our cornerbacks, the entire secondary was not good last year. Secondary play was horrible. It was garbage. We need to add depth to those positions and add skill players that can really make a difference. But of course, we don't have the draft picks high enough in the draft to get difference makers at those positions. And then now we need a wide receiver, because our receivers go like this. Will Fuller 1. Will Fuller, wide receiver number 1. Kenny Stills, wide receiver number 2. Kiki QT, wide receiver number 3. And then Dwayne Carter, wide receiver number 4. Kiki QT didn't have a whole bunch of playing time last season. He's been struggling. He also has a lot of injury issues. Kenny Stills is reliable. He had some injuries, but it's not anything that I would concern myself with too much. And then Will Fuller stays be getting hurt. So, as Texans fans, are you feeling okay knowing that for a lot of the season, this is how your wide receivers are going to look? Stills, Dwayne Carter, and whoever else they have. Because Kiki Kuti and Will Fuller are going to get injured. That's a foregone conclusion. They're going to get injured. I just I was gonna make a video probably about Netflix series that I've been watching, but I'm gonna kind of hold that off until tomorrow. Today is gonna be all about sports. I was seeing reports that the Texans were thinking about trading him. I was thinking that the Texans wouldn't be dumb enough to make this a reality. But the Texans always find a way to surprise me. They always find a way to do something stupid. And I'm disappointed that it happens, but here we go again. This is what they do. Welcome to Texans Mafia, dude. Um, dude, this is as a Texans fan. There's no way to defend this. There's no way to prepare yourself for this. There's no way to be okay with this. Um, it's to the point where I was like, I almost feel like you should trade J.J. Watt instead. And I know, like, J.J. Watt's like, I would rather you trade no one, but um, it makes a lot less sense to trade Hopkins. This guy. Our offense runs as Hopkins runs. It's as simple as that. Or well, now it's not even gonna run because he's not here. We got fleeced in this trade. We got ghetto gagged. Uh, we got touched illegally. We got savagely brutalized. Whatever verbiage, whatever phrasing you want to use, it happened to the Texans. We got messed up on this field. Um, I was hoping we'd keep Hopkins at least until he was like 30, 35, 37, something like that. Like Larry, he seems like one of those receivers who's still going to be doing his thing, even when he's like Larry Fitzgerald's current age. And I was hoping he was going to do that in the Texans uniform. But this team continues to disappoint me. It continues to make me question my fandom. I should just say F it and be a Ravens fan. I live in Baltimore now. Why am I still being loyal? They don't care. Why should I care? If they don't care, why should I care? Like, this team is stupid. I should just run this team, to be honest. I would run this team better than any of these guys can, dude. This is just disappointing, bro. Um, like I get it. Free agency just like started today, right? I don't like. I'm out here watching like some safety tape from like draft picks, because I'm thinking that's what we're gonna look at first. But now this really changes what our needs are. And also like I get that we needed a running back. I almost feel better about going to the draft and seeing which running backs are available in the second or third round. Because running backs fall like every year. It just the love for running backs has been going down and down. Excuse me, each year. Don't touch your face. But I don't get this. Like there's no way to defend this. This is inexcusable. And what is the most disappointing is this: we're not new to making these like earth-shattering moves that really fleece us in the end, that really get us hurt in the end. I'm sorry, but like you look at the signing Brock Osweiler to a massive contract for him to do nothing for us. We had to trade Brock Osweiler to the Browns with a second round pick to get rid of his contract. I'll say that again. We had to trade Brock Osweiler and a second round pick to the Browns so we wouldn't have to pay him because he was that bad. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm disappointed with this. Dang. I was ready to be seeing like what teams want to sign Tom Brady. I was ready to see other information, see other bombshell news. But I get a text from my friend. He's like, "Yo, D Hop got traded," and I was like, "Ain't no way." And I go on my Instagram and I'm scrolling through my feed and I'm seeing D Hop traded to the Cardinals, traded to the Cardinals. David Johnson traded to the Texans. It's like, dude, you gotta be fondling with my bunghole, bro. Like, I'm sorry. This is what the heck, dude. These are some crazy times. You mean in the time when, like, oh my goodness, man. Please, DeAndre Hopkins, like, I'm sorry, bro, but like, could you have like the coronavirus and fail your physical so the trade doesn't go through? Like, could you do that? I'm sorry, dude. You can, DeAndre Hopkins, you can survive the corona, bro. Just get the virus so the trade falls through, so we can keep your. Oh my goodness, I'm trying not to curse in these videos, man. Well, I'm gonna have to edit that out. 16:40 something mark. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to keep these videos around the same amount of time. Oh my gosh, my lips look horrible. Uh, 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 but yeah, that's essentially it. I just spent like 40 seconds just doing that. I'm sorry. But yeah, now we're gonna go to our segment, TiMonster Talks to Plants. Hey,